Any cloak run. Yeah, if there's like a weird man.
You see 100+ people in cloaks and
with
they
torches,
start chasing you?
with torches.
Run.
Oh, it's okay. They're not.
Unless they're running with an extra cloak.
Wait. Imagine it was just like a Renaissance fair.
They're like, we have a dress code.
Where art thou? Come back.
Come back.
We just want to recite Shakespeare in the woods.
Anyway.
Meow, 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 meow. Meow, 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 meow. Meow, 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 meow. Meow, 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 meow. Meow, 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 meow. Yeah. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the That's Crazy podcast, where we talk about all things that make us go, That's crazy. My name is Gage.
My name is Zoe.
And we are back after a little week break. We are back. Our producer is just dying off camera. And speaking of dying, welcome to our first episode of our spooky episodes.
Spook-tober!
It's Spook-tober, y'all. As you can see, we are decked out. I have my pumpkin patch shirt on.
I got a pumpkin.
I got a pumpkin. And we have Jack and
Casper.
Casper, exactly. We definitely planned that before this episode.
And corned beef.
We got corned beef in the oven. It's fall around here, y'all.
Around here for sure.
We also have some spider webs, so it's fun. We're having a little spooky little time here.
Mm-hmm.
We are back in Zoe's set today, of course. Will we ever return to the original set?
Will we?
Time will tell.
Car will tell. The car will.
Well, thank you again for waiting the extra week. We are both away at some concerts, which we'll talk about in the That's Girls, Gays, and Days segment later.
Yeah.
But just a couple top of the show things here. Thank you for your reviews. I've seen some reviews come in on Spotify and Apple Music. Again, those help us just a lot with getting out there on the platforms. And same with people who are sharing it to their social media. I've had a couple people tell me that they've been sharing it with like family and friends through word of mouth, which is like a super big way podcasts get spread. So keep doing that, please. It's helping out the podcast a lot. We love you. We appreciate you. And actually, I do want to share. I recently had someone text me that watches the podcast.
Ooh.
So shout out to Skylar, first of all. I used to work with her at Career Services. Love you, Skylar. She texted me and she said, it was a group chat of ours with a bunch of the old interns. And she said, if y'all aren't watching Gage's podcast, what are you doing?
Ooh.
Literally so funny. Love watching.
Ooh.
So thank you, Skylar.
Okay,
Thank you.
girl.
Literally. And before we really jump into it, this episode's topic, by the way, is urban. I almost forgot the name. Urban legends.
So spooky.
But our next episode is going to be kind of like scary stories, like a scary story time. And we really want to hear from you guys if you have any personal like scary stories or even stories you've heard from like friends or family members. Go ahead and send them to the thethatscrazypodcastcontact at gmail.com. That's always in our description as well. And send us your personal stories because we would love to read some. Otherwise, we'll just find some from like Reddit or the internet.
So, please send some in.
And so just to kind of dive in, so like we're doing urban legends, and as they are titled, urban legends are usually kind of from your like local area. And would you say our small town has like a good amount of urban legends?
Like this town or?
Kind of not our town. It's kind of like the
Like
bigger towns
the
than
area?
this.
Yes.
Yeah.
As I was looking up, I kind of went for local as well, and I was like, I don't want to know this. I'm trying to live here. I don't want to think about this.
We used to. This wasn't even on my list actually, but just to die, like, do y'all remember the app Random Nautica?
Oh god.
This was me and Zoe did this like towards our senior year.
Senior year, yes.
Senior year of high school, it started to get kind of popular, and basically it's this app that has like a GPS thing that like gives you coordinates to go find something, and usually it brings you to like scary stuff.
Yeah, you had to put like in keywords and it would take you to that coordinate.
And that one night we did, like, it took us like to this parking lot, and there was like this random truck that was like sitting in this parking lot, like abandoned, like nothing else around it was open. It was just this truck in the middle of the road. It was a little creepy. It's like that was kind of like the extent of our urban legends. Our also local black cat here, Binks, Zoe's cat, is infiltrating some of our tech.
God. Hi.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, boy.
He's coming to visit.
It's perfect.
This is perfect for our Halloween set. Thank you for being a prop. Thank you for being a decoration.
Do you have anything to say?
Binks, look into your camera. Binks.
Look into that camera.
Your camera is right there.
He's shy. Oh. Camera shy. Okay, you just stay right here while Mommy does the podcast. Okay. Where were we?
So yeah, read an article. One time I like led someone to like find a body in a suitcase or on a beach or something.
Yes. Was that like
Crazy.
Florida or New York?
Yeah.
Yeah, literally someone was in a suitcase.
So I'll start out, and then maybe we can kind of switch off back and forth, bringing you some urban legend stories. We are going to start with, this is an article written by Only Nebraska. This is written by Delana Lefevers. Okay, Donna.
Okay, Donna.
Delana. And this one is called The Hatchet House. So, the town of Portal, just south of Papillion, which is a town in Nebraska, was once home to a quaint one-room schoolhouse on one side of a rather rickety wooden bridge. Known originally as Portal School, it would come to be called Hatchet House. Legend has it that the school teacher went crazy one day. This gets crazy. It gets really crazy.
I'm on the edge of my feet right now.
Legend has it that the school teacher went crazy one day, decapitating all of the students inside and placing their heads on their desks. I know this is like a crazy one to start with.
Oh my god.
We're crazy in Nebraska, you guys. So this is all alleged. Because this is crazy.
We should put that on t-shirts.
Alleged. So she placed their heads on top of their desks.
Okay.
Just because she was feeling some type of way.
She was done.
She then took all of their hearts to the bridge and threw them one by one into the water. Locals called it Heartbeat Bridge because as you traveled across it, the shuddering board sounded exactly like the beating hearts lurking in the water below. And it's said that you can still walk across this bridge today, although I don't think the schoolhouse is there anymore. You can still walk across the bridge today, and apparently you'll hear the heartbeats of those children that she decapitated. The Portal School is a real building, which, because of frequent flooding, was relocated to Papillion, where it serves as a fun field trip destination.
A fun.
I'm assuming that's because it's like an old schoolhouse and not because of the decapitation.
Oh my god!
Those who believe the legend still venture to the schoolhouse on dark nights to see if they can feel the presence of the mad school teacher and her ill-fated charges.
You won't catch me there.
You want to go? You want to go?
Fudged?
Has it been 2 minutes? Okay, so it's been 10 minutes, so we're okay.
What the fuck?
And so I assume that like the bridge is just rickety, and that's where people think like the
heartbeat sounds.
The whole heartbeat sounds comes from.
Still though.
Still kind of spooky, kind of scary. I don't think I'd personally go visit that schoolhouse as a field trip, but.
Yeah, no, you won't find me
or
my future children there. Nope. Speaking of hearts, though, when you're in love with someone and you just do anything for them.
Yeah.
Oh, I have another Nebraska urban legend for you.
Okay.
You know the saying that's like, if I can't have you, no one can?
I feel like I know where this is going.
So, there's an urban legend. This place is called... Let me pull it up because all your crap is in my way. The Legend of Blackbird Hill, which is in Nebraska. This is a story of a man and a woman who were madly in love, of course. But before they could get married, he had to go on this trip, do this research, and it was only supposed to take like a few months. Okay?
Uh-huh.
And it ended up taking 5 years. And
she was still like engaged to him like the whole time?
Not engaged. Just in
Oh.
love. They were just going to get married when he gets back. But it took 5 years. And at the end of that 5 years, they ended up getting word that his ship had crashed. They were like shipwrecked. So thinking that he was dead, she decided to move on. As, you know, you should. If you think someone's dead. But she decided to get with a Nebraskan pioneer.
Okay, Nebraskan pioneer.
Nebraska pioneer.
Hot commodity back in the day.
Back in the day, yes. And they decided to start their new life on Blackbird Hill. So while their new life was starting, this man stumbled upon this hill on his way to California. And he was just curious about it, so he walked up the hill. And who to greet him? None other than his long-lost lover.
So he was going up to, it was the original lover was going up to California.
He survived
the shipwreck.
And years later on his way to California, found this house. And she was at the top of the hill just doing some chores. And they were just so excited to see each other.
Oh, my God.
Now, if that happened to you, would you stay with your current husband? Or do you think that you would end things with your current husband and go back with your lover? Like, that you've been thinking about your entire life? What would you do?
I don't know.
I
mean, I think I would still stay with, like, the current person. Because, like,
current one?
I'd built that life with them, and all that was new anyway.
Well, she didn't. She decided that night she was going to tell her.
She said, "Oh, okay."
She said, "Fuck you, current husband."
She said, "I gotta go."
Well, I don't know. If you've been waiting that long and you figured out he was alive, I'd probably do the same. But anyways, she decided to sit down with her current husband while the ex-lover was outside waiting for whatever the news was. And she brought the topic up to her husband, and she was like, "Here, let me explain the situation." And obviously her husband was angry. You know, he would be angry too. So he decided to stab her several times. And then while she bled out on the floor, he dragged her to the edge of the cliff at Blackbird Hill and then flung himself and her off the edge of the ledge. And her ex-lover ran up to the edge of the ledge way too late. And the last thing that he heard of his lover were her screams plummeting to the bottom of the river, or whatever was down there. And it is said that on every night of October 17th, you can hear her screams rolling through the hills, echoing.
The way that got so tragic so fast. Oh my God. Okay, so maybe she should not have trusted that man.
Well, what day is today? I'm getting scared.
What is
No, that's
today?
the day after my birthday. Today is just the 6th.
Do you want to go there for your birthday?
Absolutely not. No, but it's just, God.
That's kind of giving kind of like Romeo and Juliet story almost.
Kind of.
Well, actually,
Damn.
maybe not. Well, yeah. Well. Oh, that was Binks. Y'all are spooky in here today. It's given.
You guys are going to leave and I'm
It's
going to
giving
freak out in a
Spook-tober.
corner and not be able to go to bed. Please come back. Please come back. Please come back.
Well, if it helps you sleep any better, I do have another one for you.
Okay.
And this is kind of this one is for sure a true story. However, it is an unsolved case. And I've actually been there.
Oh.
So, this is the case, and also kind of the urban legend, because it kind of grew into an urban legend after it happening. So it was a really long time ago. This is the Villisca Axe Murder House in Iowa. Mm-hmm. And I'll talk a little bit. I actually went and visited there like last summer, I think. And so I'll talk about that after I read through the story here. So this was from an article written by the Des Moines Register, written by Virginia Beretta.
Oh. Okay,
Thank you, Virginia. So I believe this was like, for some reason I did not write the date of when this happened. It was like early 1900s, like 1911, 1902.
Okay.
Like their house was lit by like gas oil lamps, basically. So there's this house, and it is in a small town in Iowa, and it's still pretty local. Mm-hmm. And this local family, they're pretty well known in the town. Like, they get along with everyone. They are good Samaritans. They give back. They, do all the local small town things. They go to church. They go to, like, I think the night of their murders, they had went to one of their daughter's, like, choir concerts. at school. And that night they also happened to have a couple of other kids from other families staying at their house because their kids were having a sleepover with each other, which again, pretty standard like little kid activity in a small town.
Mm-hmm.
And the next morning, I'm going to skip over what happens in the night. The next morning, there's no movement seen in the house or coming in and out of the house. And now you might think, in current modern day, you might think, hey, this is pretty normal. Like, I don't come out of the house sometimes until like 6 p.m.
No, I've been there.
But this is back in like, again, early 1900s. And so, you know, during that time, women would, you know, wake up, make breakfast, go start the chores outside, maybe get some laundry off like the linen hangers outside. Like, you would be up at like 6 a.m. usually, and you'd greet your neighbors, and you'd be doing your chores together usually. And so when her neighbors noticed that, you know, the wife wasn't coming out of the house, they immediately knew something was up. And so they go over to the house, they knock on the door, no answer. So they finally break into the house. I believe this is before local authorities are even called. And the bodies of Josiah and Sarah Moore, their 4 children and 2 visiting girls, were found in the Moore home in Villisca, a Montgomery County town located about 100 miles southwest of Des Moines. Josiah was a prominent businessman and well-known church worker in town, according to the former Des Moines Tribune. The children were identified as Herman Moore, 11, Catherine Moore, 10, Boyd Moore, 7, and Paul Moore, 5. So the youngest kid in this is 5, which is brutal. Lena Stillinger, who I think is, and Ina Stillinger, 12 and 8, who were the visiting family members of J.T. Stillinger, a wealthy farmer living southeast of Villisca. So, according to the reporters in the Tribune, the victims were killed with an axe the killer or killers found in the family's backyard while they slept sometime around or after midnight. The family had spent evening at a program at the local Presbyterian church and returned home around 10 p.m. And the crazy thing about this is they suspect that the killer was already in the house when they entered. There is an attic door, which I actually did see up on the second floor, which leads up to the attic that they believe that he was hiding in until he snuck out once everyone was asleep. And many of the people were killed with like 1 or 2 shots straight to the face. And I believe some of them were done with the blunt end of the axe as well, which is crazy. So the killer added 2 bizarre touches to the murder scene, according to Iowa Cold Cases. Investigators found a 4-pound piece of slab bacon leaning against the wall next to the axe. I don't know what the bacon's for.
What?
Breakfast.
Maybe he was staying for breakfast.
I
He's
don't
like, I'm going to cut this in the morning.
I also don't, yeah, why is it a 4-pound
Good
slab
God.
of bacon?
What was the other finishing touch?
The murderer had also searched dresser drawers for pieces of clothing to cover the mirrors in the house and the glass of the entry doors, which this is a very interesting fact of the case that not many people can, like, decide on what it's for, the fact that he covered all the mirrors. Some people think that maybe he didn't want to see himself committing the murders, maybe it made him feel guilty, maybe he didn't want to see himself afterwards. However, some people have also mentioned that a lot of time people will cover mirrors because they can be entry portals for demons and like the spiritual world and the devil. Jesus Christ above a Lord, please protect this podcast.
Good God.
And so officials also found this one more weird fact. Officials found a plate of uneaten food and a bowl of bloody water in the kitchen. Also, all of the glass oil lamps, wasn't from the article, I just remember this from the case. All the oil lamps were turned down to like almost dim, like turned down as far as you can go, basically. So it would have been pitch black in the house when he was murdering these people. So, and he's never been found.
Yeah, no, they never found him.
Never found him. There's theories that like, there's this book called like The Man on the Train or something, that like there had been a string of like these axe murders like in small Midwest towns, like going down like a train line basically, and Villisca kind of ran along that train line.
Oh.
So you can actually go and visit this house, which, like I said, I did. It is owned. It's like a family-owned business now. I think they sell like tickets, and much of the original inside of the house is recreated and restored to its original how it would have looked in antiquity. And so because of that, this is where the urban legend kind of comes around. It is said to be incredibly haunted.
Yes.
To the max. Like, do you want to go sometime?
I do not want to go.
It's actually, okay, I felt like a little sense of dread when I was there.
I mean, how could you not? If somebody just tells you a place is haunted and then you go in there, I'm like, I feel it.
Why not?
I feel it.
It'll be fun.
I ain't going.
Okay, well, maybe this isn't going to persuade you, actually. Many, even during daytime tours, have reported a sense of concentrated dread, profound sadness, or inexplicable rage. A strange fog has been witnessed moving from room to room. Ghost hunting researchers have documented spirits with various electronic devices, including electromagnetic frequency detectors, EMF, which y'all know about Ghost Adventures. It's literally playing on the TV, like right next to us right now.
Literally playing.
And dozens have documented two-way communication via the electronic voice phenomena on social media, notably YouTube. Photos have also captured orbs, ghostly fog, and all kinds of other ghostly phenomena. And when I was there, it is definitely, I don't know if it is the supernatural. I think I do believe in ghosts. I'm kind of a superstitious person, mostly just for the vibes.
Yeah, honestly. Just a little stitches.
Just a little stitches. And so I don't know, like, if it was that or if it was just the fact that being in that space and knowing what happened there, like, made me feel this, like, sense of dread. It just felt icky. And it's also, like, so it is, like, an early 1900s house, which, like, they used to build houses, like, so much smaller back then. Like, the entryways, and, like, you have to duck to get into spaces. Mm-hmm. I felt so claustrophobic and, like, uncomfortable and just, like the hair on the back of my neck was standing up, like, the whole time. You sure you don't want to go?
I ain't going. And you're like, I felt sick and dreadful.
I wanted to die when I was there.
Let's
you want to go?
No, thank you. I will stay my happy ass at home.
So yeah, and that one's just so scary too, just because it is so close to home.
And they never solved it.
And I mean, he'd obviously be dead by now, but still scary, like still kind of crazy.
Unless he's a vampire.
He is I was literally just about to say, what if he's a vampire, though?
First thought to mind. Speaking of scary men, though, have you ever had sleep paralysis?
I actually have a few times when I was younger, like a kid. I haven't had it since. But there would be times where I would wake up and my body would be, like, frozen and I wouldn't be able to breathe. Mm-hmm. And I'd have to, like, fight to, like, take a gasp. And then once I could, like, it was crazy.
And then you woke up?
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm talking about today, because I have had sleep paralysis since I was younger, and even a few times leading up into now currently. And I was speaking with my brother the other day, because he lives in the same house that I did when I was younger, and I was like, do you ever have anything happen to you, like, right before you go to bed? And he's like, yeah, the Hat Man.
Bitch.
And I'm like, the Hat Man. I have seen the Hat Man as well.
Oh my God, your house is haunted, girl.
It's not even like, okay, I'll get into it. So in, like, the early 2000s, like, right when the internet was getting really prominent and everybody could discuss things together, people started talking about how they would slip into, like, it's like almost where your mind is between the conscious mind and going into, like, REM sleep. Mm-hmm. And basically when you're in that REM sleep, your body kind of goes into a slight paralysis so that you're not acting out your dreams, you know?
Yes,
So
yes.
it's like you're not karate chopping someone if you're having a Minecraft dream, you know? But right when you're in that state, some people report, like, having, like, a sleep paralysis demon during that. And one of the most common, I mean, there's some people see, like, a disfigured child, like an old grandma, other things like that. But the most
a
grandma. But the most common one is this man in the hat. And everybody reports that he stands in the corner. He does not move. He does not touch you. And he just stares. He just stares at you. You can't scream. You can't do anything. And that is just so much more creepier, because the other sleep paralysis things will, like, come sit on you. And, like, that's where you get that, like, I can't
would panic.
I can't scream. I can't
the fuck
breathe.
out.
But this one just stares at you. He will either stand in the corner or he'll be right up on you, like your face right here. And he doesn't have any facial features. Your brain will not recognize anything for him. But sometimes people do like beady red eyes.
I love Halloween, first of all. I'm loving this. But I haven't talked about this, I don't think, with anyone before in a really long time. When I was younger, and now that you're mentioning some of these things, because I would get sleep paralysis, there'd be times where I'd wake up and like I'd be in my bed and I could open my eyes and like straight forward at the ceiling, but I wasn't able to move anything and I wasn't able to breathe either, which is like the worst part. Mm-hmm. And I'd get like almost to the point where I was like, oh my God, I can't take any more breaths, and I'd finally be able to gasp. But I would also, when I was really younger, I swear, like in the corner of the room, it was the way like the light from the outside would hit the curtains on our ceiling. Like it looked like there was like a grandma like in the corner of the room. Because she had like a little bonnet and shit. I don't know what.
And it's so hard because during that time too, people were switching from believing things that were like mythical to like actual science, trying to understand it. But how are we all having almost the same exact experiences?
That's what really, the psychology of like sleep paralysis is something that like they're still having to do studies on now because people don't really understand it still to this day. And part of me thinks that it's like part like spiritual, supernatural almost, and then part our physical bodies. Like there has to be something like the evolution of like humans that like causes us to have the same experience for some reason, some genetic pattern or something.
Because like for me to not even discuss it with my brother at all and us both be like, Hat Man.
We're like, the FBI's gonna like break down our door and be like, you guys are talking, you know too much.
You guys are talking too fucking much. No, but I wanted to talk about the most recent experience I had with it.
This is like recent.
Recent. I think it was like 3 months ago. But yeah, I'll just get right into it.
You said like and subscribe. Let me get into it.
Do we need to pause?
Okay.
We're back from break.
Yeah,
I just was too scared to tell it, and I had to convince myself to tell it.
Okay, so this is like, how long ago was this?
Maybe like 2 or 3 months ago. I had a guy over, and it did not go well.
It was actually just the guy. It was just the guy being the Hat Man.
I had a guy over, and it didn't go well. So I was already having these bad vibes in my house that I was like,
you need to stage this place.
I did do some incense, but
period.
I don't think it didn't.
You said that date was so bad. I need to smoke this house out.
But anyways, so I went to my room and I laid in my bed and I was just like slipping into sleep. And before I went to bed, I just like when you were talking about the axe murderers and the mirrors, I have a weird thing about mirrors. I can't have mirrors face my bed, and I will not have any mirrors facing each other because apparently that makes...
I've heard that before. That's also like it's just like a general like feng shui thing apparently. Yes. Is like, I think it is because it's like bad energy.
It's
like have it point energy. At you.
And I had for some reason placed this mirror in front of my bed on the wall that I was just going to hang up like the next day. But I'd forgot about it, and I laid in my bed. And as I was laying there, I was like, I'm really tired. I should just close my eyes and go to bed. And I'm just staring at the ceiling. And all of a sudden, this story makes me so fucking, like,
I'm scared.
All of a sudden, I look in the corner of my room, fucking Hat Man. And I'm like, no fucking way. Like, I wasn't even scared.
What are you doing here?
I wasn't even scared at this point in time. I was just like, why are you here? Why? And so like I tried to like get up, couldn't get up. I tried to like scream, couldn't scream. And I knew these things were gonna happen because I hadn't seen the Hat Man before. I'm like, this is of course what's gonna happen. But I had like learned this trick from like online where if you wiggle your toes, you can apparently get out of this sleep paralysis. Wasn't able to move my toes at all. And I'm like, this trick sucks.
He said, you better set your ass down.
And so finally, I'm able to like roll over and I'm like, oh, okay, thank God. I don't have to look at him. I know he's there. I know I'm asleep right now.
Ew, him like watching you though from like back.
Like I know he's back there. And all the fucking sudden, this little kid,
what?
This little kid runs to the side of my bed, looks at me I'm getting the chills, looks at me in the eyes and goes, he's here.
Ew,
and I go,
bitch, ew.
And I go, who's here? And then he points. And then I turn again, and he's a little bit closer. And I'm like, oh, my God. I can't fucking do this. Why me?
Girl, I would vomit. Vomit.
And so I lay back in the position that I was, and I felt my body, like, almost slide down back into my bed. And then I like get up a little bit. I'm like, okay, I'm awake now. I'm perfectly fine. So I decide to get up from my bed and walk to the door. And I open the door and I collapse to the ground. And I'm like, why? Why?
I just saw like... That was not funny, but I just saw like the Family Guy fall when he falls down the stairs.
Yes! I fall in front of my door, and Binks runs up to my face like as I'm like this on the ground, and he's like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "I don't know." Turn my face this way, look up, fucking Pac-Man is right in my fucking face, and I just start screaming. Open my eyes, I'm in bed. And I sit up from my bed, and I'm like, okay, I'm really fucking awake now because the door's shut. And I make direct eye contact with the mirror that I had set on the ground against the wall, and it's facing the fucking mirror. I get up so fast, and I punch that fucking mirror.
Oh, my God.
Fuck you. And
See, I really am superstitious. Like, I don't play with things like that. Like, I genuinely think...
Oh, my God. Just every time I think about it, it's just, like, the worst one I've ever had.
You know, I do think, though. I really do think... So Zoe's cat is a black cat, which is a very good luck charm, low key, especially when it comes to like spiritual shit like that.
Yeah.
I feel like he like came into your dream, like came like right
to
by to help wake you up.
Like my little familiar.
Like fucking Coraline or something.
No, that was the worst one.
I've always been a very vivid dreamer. And I've also been a very good like lucid dreamer. I've always like since I was young. I'm not as able to do it as strong as I was able to when I was a kid. But some of my worst nightmares I ever get are when I wake up and I'm in my bed and I think it's the morning and I go about my morning routine a little bit and I realize that I'm still in a dream.
Oh.
And this just happened to me like not even that long ago, like in my new house I live in. And I remember waking up and I can always tell I'm such like a fucking like I used to make YouTube videos as a kid because I was like, the focal length of this like room right now does not look correct.
Like, this is wrong.
I was like, this is not the human eyesight. This is like a weird fisheye lens going on right now.
You're like, fake.
And so I woke up and I was like, I'm well aware right now that this is still a dream. And so I had to like sit back in bed and like force myself awake almost. And this is going to go back to, we're going a whole off tangent, but this is very like spooky. This is in theme. One of my first times lucid dreaming as a kid, it was, do you know the movie Monster House?
Yes.
There's like the villain in there, Crocker.
The old man?
The old man. Used to scare the...
Dude, he was...
Never Cracker.
He was so scary.
Used to scare the shit out of me as a kid. I had a dream, and again, my worst dreams are like when I know the environment. So like, it's my house. I wake up in my bed. This is in the dream. I wake up in my bed in the dream, and I hear something from my living room, which was downstairs in the house I lived in as a kid. So I walk down like the downstairs, and I'm like, it's like very dimly lit in the living room. This is gonna go like more super psychological. It like presented me with options like a video game of like what fucking thing I wanted to attack me. I didn't have a choice. I had to like choose which one. Psychiatrist? Someone come interview me, please. And so I was like, fuck, fine, I'll choose Never Cracker because I had to choose. And so I go down there, I'm just kind of waiting. And I can see we had these basement stairs that then would come up to the living room. And it was like two sets of stairs. And so you could look over the railing at the one going up to like the landing to the front door and then up to the living room. I hear a noise from the basement. And I look over the stairs, and crawling on all floors up from the basement is Never Cracker. Like crawling up the stairs, going around the landing by the front door and starting to crawl up the front stairs and like shoving his like gnarly face at me from like the stairs. I don't know. I think it scarred me so bad. That's why I remember it in such detail.
Oh my God.
But this is where the lucid dreaming comes in. I was able to like fortify like a metal wall around myself in the living room so that he couldn't get me. And I was sitting there like for some reason like I spawned in like a tea set. I was like, let me pass the time. But then he like somehow broke through or something, and then he starts dragging me down the stairs towards the basement. And that's when lucid dreaming kicks in again, and I know to close my eyes. And like just all around me I can hear like a witch and like a vampire and like Never Cracker. I really don't know why I remember this dream in such detail, but
Gage was living in fucking Exception, making a
I know.
fucking metal wall around
That's
his
fucking crazy.
tea time.
No, literally.
Like dreaming in Fortnite.
So,
Literally.
yeah, psychiatrists, please debunk, or not debunk that, but like study that.
Like, study our problems for us.
Well, just to actually get back to the
The topic.
the urban legends. This next one is another local one, and it is of Hummel Park, which is a park in Nebraska, a pretty infamous park at that. Now, most of these, again, are just like myths and urban legends. None of this is actually confirmed, true, or alleged, so, you know, don't act on anything.
Take it lightly.
Take it lightly. And so it's this really old park in Omaha, one of the oldest, in fact, I'm pretty sure, in the entire city, that was like actually like designed to be a park and like kept as one. So there are a number of local urban legends concerning Hummel Park. The park has been said to be a hotspot for satanic ritual murders, graffiti depicting pentagrams, which is like, you know, pretty standard of like any big city park. People are like, they do satanic rituals there at 12 a.m. I will say, I'll talk about this at the end after I get through this article. We've had a friend who's spotted some crazy
stuff.
shit in Hummel Park. A stairway in the park has been called the Stairs to Hell, as it has been reported that it is impossible to count the same number of steps ascending the stairs as descending them. It's really weird. It's like this like stone stairway just randomly in the middle of the park that's there for no reason apparently. And it's said that you can climb up it and climb back down it, and it will never be the same number. Which maybe people are just like fucking bad at counting? But
Okay.
yeah. And the most widely known legend surrounding the park is that a group of albino people, and this is like a crazy myth. There's a group of albino people that inhabit the dense woods of the park. This group is variously described as a family, a colony, or a group of homeless people. Sometimes the supposed colony is portrayed as violent attackers and cannibals, or merely reclusive hermits. There has never been at any point any evidence to support that this group of people exists, so please don't go attack a group like an albino person in the park.
Leave them alone.
Please leave the albino people alone. The urban legends about Hummel Park likely arose from its secluded locality. Who wrote this fucking article?
They said, let me throw in a tongue twister.
Locality, dense woods, and popularity as a destination for local teenagers. However, not local bodies. Well, I guess they were local.
They were local.
The bodies of several missing persons have been discovered in Hummel Park. So there is still some. It's kind of towards like a little bit rougher part of the city too, and so it is often used as a dumping ground for criminal activity. So there have been several actual like murder cases that have happened there, but I wanted to keep this mostly about the urban legends around it. And like I said, we do have a friend, Leah.
Hi, Leah.
Period, Leah. Who one time said that she was in Hummel Park and she came across a group of like, she didn't even say it was like a couple people. She said it was like 100 people dressed in cloaks holding torches. She said that once they noticed that they were watching her, they started to chase her like out of the park.
And she says this like with confidence, so it's
Shoot,
not...
and this isn't someone, Leah's one of our friends who like does not often lie, doesn't make up stories just to like entertain. Like when she tells a story, it's genuine.
Yeah.
So caution going to Hummel Park. Apparently there are satanic rituals there, so maybe
Oh boy.
albino and cloaks, maybe run.
But how would you tell that they are albino?
Oh, any cloak run. Yeah, if there's like a weird man
You see 100+ people in cloaks and
with
they
torches,
start chasing you?
with torches.
Run.
Oh, it's okay. They're not.
Unless they're running with an extra cloak.
Wait. Imagine it was just like a Renaissance fair.
They're like, we out of a dress code.
Where art thou? Come back.
Come back.
We just want to recite Shakespeare in the woods.
Anyways.
What's your next story?
I think that's it for urban legends.
Oh, shit, really? Okay, period. Well, thank you for listening through our scary ass stories.
Yeah, I'm gonna be able to go to bed tonight for sure.
Yeah, and please, again, we want to do some scary stories next episode. We're trying to keep the spooky vibes going all October. So thethatscrazypodcast@gmail.com. Send us your scary stories. We'd love to hear them. If you want to be anonymous too, just let us know. We won't say your name or anything. Or if you do, yeah.
We'll give you a shout out.
Well, we are going to transition over to our pop culture and personal story time section. What's going on with the girls, gays, and theys? And it's been kind of a hot week for pop culture.
Yeah.
A hot 2 weeks, actually, because, again, we missed last week.
We did.
So let me just see what I got for you.
Yeah, you go first. You have more than me.
More recently, actually, this is like super, super recent news. Charli XCX fully announced the Brat remix album. And on it are not only Bon Iver, which is a crazy ass collab. Most recent music I heard from him was with Taylor Swift and Evermore and Folklore.
Just very folk.
Very folk, very
soft.
indie. So I'm very interested to see
What the fuck is going on?
what the hell is going to happen.
Come on, throw it at me.
And then also Ariana fucking Grande, which she's popping off right now. Go see Wicked, everybody. I'm not paid to say that. I'm just really excited.
We should get paid.
If you want to send us to the premiere. Our producer was like, who are you talking to?
The general audience.
To the Warner Brothers people that are watching at home. I actually think it's Universal. To the Universal people.
Send us the tickets.
So yeah, that's crazy. Oh, I mean, speaking of Charli XCX, the reason why we were both gone is because Zoe just saw Chappell Roan and I just saw Charli XCX in concert.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me about Chappell Roan.
So good. I will say there was a bit of a scandal with the venue just since it took like 2 hours for us to get in.
No way.
Because of standstill traffic. And we went there later. Like I had some friends that went at like 5. We probably got into standstill traffic at like 7:30. And we finally got in there at like 9:10.
When did she start the show?
She had to hold the show back for 30 minutes because people were still in standstill traffic.
I am glad that she waited, though, actually. That's pretty chill.
She was very understanding of it. And then the show was actually very short. Not as long as I thought it was going to be, which is not awful. Like, it was honestly freezing, and it was starting to rain a little bit, and it was windy. All these girls are in slutty outfits.
I was about to say, like, not... And it was in Iowa, by the way. So, like... cold right now during this time of year.
But yeah, no, everybody was in there like
little get ups,
their G-strings and their thongs, and I was like, I'm wearing sweatpants and a sweatshirt because I know as a Midwesterner that this is gonna be freaking cold.
And you were smart. And were you cold?
No, yeah.
Probably less than some
but
other
how
people.
never gets cold.
How never gets cold.
But I did cry. It was amazing. She also did have a moment where she thanked us all, and she was very happy to be back in the Midwest. And she talked about her days as a Scooters employee.
That is just so... She is one of the most relatable celebrities to us. Just because, like... I don't know why it is. Just, like, the fact that she was a Scooters barista, like... hits so close to home just because Scooters is like, it's, if you're watching from somewhere else, Scooters is like a Midwest like coffee chain, and so just the fact that it's like that's so close to us. And like,
she said a Scooters in Omaha. I was like thinking back, I'm like, did I order a Caramelicious blender from Chappell Roan?
That would be crazy.
Yeah, in Omaha Scooters is where she said
wow,
she worked.
Shout out to Chappell Roan. I wasn't able to go because I got scammed out of buying tickets.
Oh, yeah, you did.
I'm talking about this. I'm breaking my silence because I was...
There were so many scams.
Okay, you guys. There was 4 days of pre-sale ticket purchases. Okay, there was 3 days of pre-sale ticket purchases and 1 day of the general on sale. When I joined on day 1 for these Chappell Roan tickets in Iowa, motherfucking Iowa, 60,000 people in the queue ahead of me. Didn't get any tickets that day, obviously. So I waited till day 2. Didn't even get in the queue in time. Day 3, didn't even get the queue in time. Day 4, the general on sale, there was like 2 tickets left for people to buy. They were bought in 5 minutes, and I was still like number 61,355. So I was desperate. Mind you, I was also working in a cubicle at the time. So I had been in there for like 7 hours.
He's like, come on.
I was seeing things. I was seeing visions. And I'm on Twitter. And I wanted to Google. I was like, let me see like how people are reacting to like how crazy this ticket sale is. And so I go on there. People are talking about how they were waiting in the queue for a long time. And there were some people who are like, hey, like my cousin got us tickets and I don't need these 2 anymore. Like just DM me and we can purchase them. Because some people do that sometimes, but it's usually through like more reputable things. Like there's usually like Reddits for that and stuff, not public Twitter.
Even Facebook is more reputable than that.
So I go to this person and we're messaging and they're like, do you want Venmo or like PayPal or Apple Cash? And I should have done Venmo because that one you can get like
insurance
on it, but you can like get your like refund back.
Yeah, it's like the seller's protection or whatever.
But I used Apple Cash, which was a stupid decision of me. And so that basically just like takes it out of your account and gives it to them like straight away. And so they like blocked me, did not send me the tickets. I still had the phone number though that I had to like send the Apple Cash to, and so I was like texting them and I was like, this is like the most Gen Z response ever. And I was like, hey queen, like I get you have to make your bag. Like I get this is probably like your job, but like a girl is just trying to see Chappell Roan. It's hard out in this economy.
Oh my God.
And I was even like, can I have like just like a little bit of the money back? Like, you can have like most of it. Can I just have like a little bit back?
Can I have a discount off your stolen money?
So do not try to buy tickets off of Twitter.
This is Chappell if you're watching.
Chappell, if you're watching. We don't know you, but we're from the Midwest too. If you want to slip a ticket or two or 3 and some plane tickets and VIP passes.
She's like, don't be fucking dumb.
Literally, no. It is my.
She would say that too. She'd be like, damn, sucked for you.
It is my own fault. It's my own fault. But.
Oh, Gage.
Well, I'm glad you had fun.
I did.
It's okay because I had a lot of fun. We went and saw Charli XCX and Troye Sivan in Chicago. Concert was great. All the twinks were there. All the lesbians were there. All the girls, gays, and theys that you can imagine. Everyone had their cute outfits on. The drinks were like $55 and I did not even get tipsy. So that was a little crazy. And we had 2. We had like, they had like a tropical rum like on tap. It was like a tropical like rum punch. It was basically Hawaiian punch, but it was on tap. And I was like, that kind of sounds sickening. Let me get this on tap. $55.
Like, genuinely?
For 2. Did not feel a thing. We went and got like the Bud Light seltzers instead. That one was like 43 maybe, 33 maybe. Barely felt anything from that. We just wanted to enjoy the concert. Maybe we should have pregame a little harder.
Do some shooters before.
Well, I don't know. Actually, that's very smart. I should have thought of that, actually. Yeah. That was my little concert experience in Chicago. I love Chicago. If you've never been, have you ever been to Chicago?
Yes.
Love it. Go to Chicago.
Good place. What's next on my Girls Get the Days? Oh, Anne Hathaway confirmed that A Princess Diaries 3 is coming out.
Bitch, I saw that. And isn't it Devil Wears Prada 2 also?
I didn't see
or
that
was
one.
it Princess Diaries and Princess Protection Program? No, that's Demi Lovato. That's Demi
Lovato and Selena Gomez. They ain't making a movie together.
Never mind. Okay, so we took another break, and we are now back. And my first topic that I really wanted to bring up was, as my boyfriend has said, I was almost swept away by a man on a motorcycle.
Spill.
Yeah, that was crazy.
So I was like just driving home from Target the other day. We had just gone grocery shopping, and this man on a motorcycle like pulls up like right next to our car, and we're not even at a stoplight, like we're still going like just straight. And he like goes forward a little bit, and he like pulls back a little bit, and is like doing double takes at me like in the like through the windows. And this man like pops a wheelie like on this like 45-mile-per-hour road that we're going right next to my car, still while like looking straight through the window, and then like drove away. Or like no, like we like hit a stop sign, and he was turning. He like kept looking back, and then he drove away.
He was gonna steal your man.
And my boyfriend was like, he's going to steal you away. And I was like, what are you talking about? I was worried he was going to hurt my car.
Hold on, don't misconstrue it.
This is like my last big topic that I wanted to talk about. Because I was watching, so it is spooky season, like I said. I was watching Sabrina the Teenage Witch, the OG one from like the late 90s.
Okay.
And I was watching it, and I just noticed that the men's hair is so different back then. It was all grown out middle parts.
Mm-hmm.
And I look at the hairstyles today, and it's very much back. I'm seeing a lot of like men doing like grown out middle parts now. And now I don't want to say I didn't start anything.
Oh, God.
But I have been. Just this year I started growing out my hair. But I have been wearing a middle part for like the last like 4 years. And so I would just like to say here first, I was ahead of this trend. I did invent middle parts in the early 2020s.
You're gonna get canceled for that.
Motorcycle men love me. I start trends. I'm just the it girl.
But I did just think it was crazy how much like I was watching it and it looked like today, like the clothes, like the flannels and like the silk shirts and the
Fashion,
the straight hair, the middle parts.
it comes back. It just loops. We run out of ideas and we just revert back.
Which is funny because I used to make fun of my mom for wearing some of those things.
And then now we're like, I need it.
No, my mom literally like the other day, she was like, well, I wish I would have gotten rid of all those clothes because they're all
back.
now. So
That's me with my mom and her Doc Martens that she got rid of.
she got
She had
rid
these
of.
beautiful like white Doc Martens that she wore like 2 times and she threw them away because she got like made fun of wearing them or something, and then now they're still back.
That's crazy, actually.
So messed up. You know what else is messed up?
Spell.
I already know what you're gonna say, but spill.
The Dress to Impress drama.
There is some hot tea going on with the Dress to Impress community right now.
Tea. Do you know any of the accusations?
No, I don't
that
know
are out?
anything
Okay,
at
so
all.
I was doing some deep diving. I'd already known a few things, and as we always say, these are just alleged. I know just as much as the viewer right now. So the apparent accusations right now are that so most of these allegations were when she was a minor, 14. Okay. So let's keep that in mind. She had conversations with the creator of It Girl, which is another Roblox game where
That's like another big dress up one, right?
another dress up one, and they have had beef where it's like, you copied me, no, you copied me. And basically Gigi at one point was like, I'm going to create SA accusations against you so that either you get canceled or your game gets taken off Roblox completely. And then she has had some counts of racism. And people are saying that because of her age during all of these accusations that there should be some leeway. But I think people need to be held accountable no matter what age they are. At the very least, be educated, you know? And Gigi has apparently come out and apologized for everything that she said, but not until there were Google Docs of screenshots of everything that she did that came out.
The Google Docs that's crazy, actually.
Yeah,
when there's
so-
like physical proof like that, that's
When she waited to apologize. She had the It Girl's number, and could have texted her previously before that. Because what is she now, like 16 or 17?
Yeah, she's older now, I think.
But it's some pretty heated stuff. People are like boycotting Dress to Impress now, being like, I'm not gonna play it anymore. And Gigi has threatened to completely shut off Dress to Impress.
If a whole game and community like this, like
Flappy Bird
all over again, why do people have to make stupid decisions? It's the tell of this tale is why do people have to make stupid decisions? And yeah, I grew up in Midwest Nebraska, and I knew not to say some of those things.
Yeah, and apparently that isn't like all of it. There's like a bunch of other stuff too, but I didn't get deep enough to cover that. But just those 2 alone are.
Yeah, I also did see that they are releasing finally some like plus size model like body types that you can choose from, which like from my point of view, I've kind of always known that like this fucking stick figure like models that they have on Just to Impress, it's kind of like it's just a style. It's just like the camp of it. But I also think that the fact that it took so long just to get some plus size models.
Which is funny that you're saying this because
it's a little crazy.
Because Gigi actually was talking to the It Girl, the girl who created It Girl, and told her that she was so fat she could break the floorboards. So that was another one of them.
So
the fact.
Do you think that the release of these plus size models has anything to do with some of the
possibly
allegations coming out?
100%.
Allegedly, but
like fat shaming.
Yeah. Wow.
Like, and apparently her apology was kind of like backhanded as well.
Okay, well, we'll continue to keep our eyes on this case. This case is ever developing.
It is. There's more and more coming out.
Did anything ever even come from like the Lana stuff that we talked about like a couple episodes ago? Like, where did that storyline go?
You know, I haven't been on Dress to Impress, so wow. I don't know if anything.
The real girls are playing Total Drama Island.
The real girls are playing Total Drama Island.
And Eviction Notice.
Or Natural Disaster.
Natural Disaster Survival is my ultimate favorite Roblox game.
Gage is literally on the leaderboard.
I literally, like, when you go on there, like, my name is on the leaderboard. I think it's on, like, individual servers, but it's still kind of crazy that I'm, like, I have, like, 400 wins or something. It's a little crazy.
That's terrifying.
It's, like, a lot, too. If you play, like, I mean, that's, like, a lot.
But we do love Roblox over here, so we will continue to stay educated on what is going on and fill you guys in.
Spill the news to you.
First hand. Maybe, like, 13th hand, but, like, we'll get it to you.
Well, before we end the episode, should we talk about our song of the weeks real quick?
Ooh, we should. I can't even remember what I put.
Yeah, what is yours?
Mine is, Hard Out Here by Ray. You know who Ray is? A little context if you care to listen. I found myself in a shit position.
I know who you're talking about now. The accent really helped it, actually. Like, it really helped it.
But she has a whole album that's been out for a while that people are just now, like, finally picking up, because her one song was really good and people ate that up, but after that they kind of just like threw her to the side. But now
she getting her recognition.
Finally, just like, wait, that was kind of good.
Okay, period.
And that's one of them that I like.
What would you describe? What's her like genre?
I hate to say it because I hate when people do this to me, but it's like Amy Winehouse.
Yeah.
Tea, like honestly eats, but in her own way.
Yeah.
But it's hella good. You know, Oscar-winning Tears. That's going around too. Go ahead and cry those Oscar-winning tears. You would know it if I
I thought the performance was really good that you just gave us.
Thank you. I'm a singer, guys.
Well, my song of the week is actually multiple songs of the week because Ariana Grande, in honor of I can't remember if it was like the 6-month anniversary of Eternal Sunshine, just released like 4 or 5 songs live studio recorded, and there's videos of them too.
Ate it up.
And I ate that shit the fuck up because you know one thing about Ariana Grande is that her live vocals will low-key eat up her own studio vocals. I don't know if you guys know about her. She's kind of underground.
She is indie.
She's a little indie, but she did like Eternal Sunshine, We Can't Be Friends,
fake fan. Fake fucking
Supernatural, and hold on, I'm under pressure. I can't think of the other ones.
It's like when you wear like a band t-shirt and they're like, name 4 songs. Gage is like, okay.
We are going on this cruise soon, and there is like Taylor Swift like song trivia like one of the nights.
And Gage is gonna fucking
I'm gonna eat that shit
down.
So yeah, that's my song of the week.
Slay. You know, I hope everyone sleeps well after this episode.
Thank you for watching. This is our little spooky episode. Again, we're going to do some scary stories for you guys next Saturday. And so if you have any, like, email thethatscrazypodcast@gmail.com or thethatscrazypodcastcontact@gmail.com, and we'll include some of your stories. Otherwise, we'll just find some from Reddit too. Mix them in there. As always, make sure to follow us on Instagram @thethatscrazypod. You can follow me on Instagram @GageBoardman.
You can follow me @Zoe Sennett.
And what's your TikTok?
@Zoe Sennett.
And my TikTok is Gage Boardman, but I don't post on there right now, but it's coming soon once I get a new
He
phone.
said last time. Come on.
It's a work in progress. Also, please, again, just share us with your friends, your family. Word of mouth is huge. Leave us a review on Apple, on Spotify. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Like, comment, all that good stuff.
All of it.
And we'll see you next week for another spooky episode. So
Edit it. Make it look cool.
I'm not gonna edit that at all.
Alright,
Okay.
bye, guys.
No.